This is CBS 11 News Now.
A little bit past noon here on this Tuesday. News Now, our digital update. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. I'm Ken Molestina here, coming to you live from our Facebook Live from our Fort Worth studios. There he is. There's Jeff Ray.
That was just, I accidentally put my hand in there, so I thought I'd make a joke of it then.
Well, there he is.
There he is.
Jeff Ray is in the house. We're going to get to Jeff Ray here in a little bit. We want to let you know, though, we are tracking widespread showers across the Metroplex, and, of course, how long all of this is going to stick around and when we can expect to dry out. We're already seing some heavy damage. Jeff Ray, we were talking about this. This is Johnson County.
Yeah, and I'll show you in a second
what we think
happened there. These are mobile homes, and they're a little bit more suspect to wind damage than a standard home. So the long and short of it, it doesn't take much wind to really do a lot of damage to a mobile home. And we had enough wind, obviously, to do it in Johnson County with the storms that came through at about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. There were no warnings out and no watches either.
This is near Joshua,
yeah,
just south of Fort Worth. So in case
I'll show you on the radar what did it.
Before we do that, I just want to let people know, because we did get some reports of injuries here. 2 people were hurt as a result of this. We know that there was an uprooted tree in a home that collapsed on a mother and a daughter. They were taken to the hospital as well. Some neighbors had to help dig them out. They're at the hospital. Yeah, they're injuries. We don't know the extent of it right now, but obviously something that we're monitoring. But let's get to what you're seeing on the radars, though, because you were trying to explain about what. By the way, there are officials, weather experts from the National Weather Service that are out there right now.
Yeah, they're going to come out there and survey it.
And as they do, typically following these kind of storms, they're trying to figure out if this was a tornado, what it was. But you have a theory as to what it possibly could be, right?
Well, I can tell you what the radar would suggest.
What the radar is saying, okay.
Yeah, so let's go to links real quick, if you can. And this is at 3:48 a.m., okay? So this is right around the time, just before reports of the damage. And I have to circle it because you can't really see it, Ken, but do you see where the green is just a little bit brighter, like below Boss, and then just to the west of Joshua? And then there's another one just to the south of it. So I'll clear them out again because it's really this one. I'll zoom in a little bit closer. And you see how this one is a little more different in that this is a little brighter, this is a little darker, and what you're looking at is wind speed estimated by radar, and this would suggest a little circulation right here.
Okay.
And I'll zoom out again because the other point I want to make about this is that you see this line of green, bright green right here, that extends all the way up into Parker County and down across Johnson County. That is just the leading edge of a gust front, okay?
Okay.
And what happens is that you have this convective air, this turbulent air moving in to the cooler air, the very warm air, excuse me, that's ahead of it, and you get these little circulations, these little gustnados that form along the line. They're almost impossible to predict. They only last 3 or 4 minutes usually, but they can produce 85-mile-per-hour winds, even winds up to 100 miles an hour, but that's pretty rare. There, of course, was damage in DeSoto. I guess you guys had
yeah.
We sent somebody out there too, right?
We've got video of that here. There it is.
Okay.
Chopper 11 was over that area earlier this morning. We were watching these images as they were coming in. This is DeSoto over in Dallas County. Have a look at what it looks like there in some of the areas. And so, I mean, this looks like tornado damage.
Well, I think this might be a quick spin up. And let's go to links and I'll show you why I think that. Again, they will survey it and let us know officially, but the reason is that this is, again, looking at the wind speeds. And what we call gate to gate is when you see red next to green. And when they're right together, that usually indicates a tornado, a tight rotation that would be a tornado. Again, we're looking at the atmosphere a couple of 100 feet off of the ground. We can't see right at the ground level. So this is at 435. And then as we go forward, I skipped it forward, right? One screen up. You see it right over DeSoto?
Yep.
So there it is. So it looks like if not a tornado, certainly a tight circulation that would produce damaging winds. And, that could be 100-mile-per-hour winds there, for as far as we know.
Right. Let's see if we can take that video again from DeSoto, guys, back there, if we can pop that up again, because I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the damage there. We didn't get any reports that I'm aware of right now of any injuries down there, but there were certainly some structures that were damaged. In this particular home, looks like some of the shingles and stuff came off, but there was one home. Well, look at that. I mean, this is why we ask, if it's a tornado or not, because it's a lot of roof damage, and that's kind of what we've seen in the past.
Right. Because of the garage door. The garage door fails, and then you lose the roof.
And then, I don't know if, obviously this isn't live, so we can't ask the chopper to zoom out, but, I know that maybe the neighbor's house was untouched. Unscathed, and then and that's kind of typical sometimes of tornado damage.
It really depends on how the house is orientated towards the wind that's coming in. If it just hits that garage door square on, you can see what happens. It fails, and that usually costs you the roof of your garage.
Right. We're getting a lot of comments coming in on Facebook Live here. As always, folks, we encourage you to chat with us. Let us know what you're seeing, what you're experiencing here. I just want to get to a couple of them here. Luisa Lombardi saying thank you for keeping us posted. Luisa, it's our pleasure. Thank you for tuning in to here to see this. Let's see here. Several other people. There was somebody saying that they were getting some rain and some wind out in Granbury right now.
Yeah, let me show you what's kind of going on, because we're still getting thunderstorms. I know we were talking about what happened in the morning hours, but you see a good blanket of rain over the Metroplex right now. There are a few thunderstorms in the mix up towards Jacksboro. We've had even reports of a little bit of hail. I'll widen out the view a little bit more, and you can certainly see that we have been dealing with a large area of rain, and this is going to be an event where we get several rounds of thunderstorms. I just realized, guys, you were looking at max 1, and I wanted max 2 here. So let me put that back up. So this is what we're thinking, is that several rounds of heavy rain are coming through the afternoon hours and into the evening. I wanted to widen out this because, well, that's where winter is, up to the north, where temperatures are around 0, and that's where spring is, where you look up into Pittsburgh, where it's 74 degrees right now in February. So we have a clash of air masses, and the cold air will win the day. We're in the warm air now. We got several rounds of thunderstorms to deal with throughout the day. This is the evening commute with strong thunderstorms. There is a slight risk of severe weather, but mostly it's going to be lightning and heavy rain. As we get into the cold air, look what happens to the temperatures. Tomorrow morning, we're at 40 degrees on a brisk north wind with a cold rain. Then it gets interesting, Ken, because that air will probably be cold enough up towards our northwest counties and maybe as close as Parker County and Weatherford, literally the next county over from Tarrant County, and into Jack County, where we see some freezing rain. And that could be going on across the morning into the afternoon a little bit. It will warm up, I think, enough and turn back over to rain. At least the models are suggesting that. But I don't think temperatures recover much for the Metroplex, though we'll be in the 70s today. I think tomorrow afternoon we'll probably be in the upper 30s, if not around 40 degrees.
Boy, and weather's just all over.
It'll be a cold rain at that. Yeah. Now, it's not over, I'm afraid to say. This is just the next couple of days, but we have some very wet weather ahead because we have more rain in the forecast Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah. It's not going to dry out to Sunday. And this is what the forecast models, where one of them is predicting as far as potential rainfall. Look at Dallas.
Yeah. That's a lot.
7 inches of rain.
7.3, yeah.
So if that's delivered in a short time period, that's tremendous flooding. So let's hope it's spread over 4 days, and then it'll only be aggregated flooding, like in the rivers and creeks, and you'll get, when the heavy rain comes over, the streets will flood because of the water's everywhere.
We've got people, and we just saw the map. Niece Dave is saying it is coming our way in Frisco. Just started to rain heavily there. Niece, just stay inside. I guess keep those umbrellas handy if you need to go out there. Tanya Gilliam saying it's raining in Allen, pouring down rain in Grapevine. Christy Leatherman says that, and Teresa Carter saying it is coming down in Bedford. So
yeah, you can see the radar right there. Can you see? There it is in Grapevine.
Yep.
Guys, again, put on the yeah. There you go. Thanks. That's Grapevine down to Bedford to Hearst. That's where the heavy rain is right now. All the way down across into Tarrant County. I'll zoom out so you can see it right. But there's several, like I said, there's going to be several ways of that. There's one of these up in Sherman. There's another one that is moving now into Cook County. There's another one that's getting ready to move in Montague County, but this is the one that's over the Metroplex. It's just to the east of Fort Worth, and it continues to move up towards the northeast at about 40 miles an hour. So that's going to put it into Allen and Plano into Richardson.
Sure. All right, Jeffrey, thank you very much for that. One last thing we want to get to before we let you go here, let you know about West Fort Worth. There was a fire earlier today. This one is being blamed on a lightning strike. You were talking about some of the thunderstorms that are going on. It happened early in the morning, apartment fire, about 4 o'clock in the morning, we're told, at a complex on Renee Circle at I-30. Now, the good news here is this fire was quickly put out. Nobody was hurt, no reports of any injuries. But again, we were talking about all the different kind of, elements involved in this
different kinds of threats.
sort of crazy weather that we're seeing here on Tuesday.
Wind threats, lightning threats, flooding threats.
Stuff,
and this is going to be going on all the way. I think most of you need to be concerned all the way into tomorrow night because we're under a flood watch until tomorrow evening.
Okay, and we're going to have a whole lot more, obviously, throughout the day on CBS 11, here on Facebook as well, and across all of our social media platforms. But for the time being, we're going to say talk to you soon. We're going to check out here for a little bit. But again, just stay weather aware because we're having a lot of activity going on right now. This is News Now, our digital update. I'm Ken Molestina. Jeff Fray's here in the house, and we will talk to you closer to 3 o'clock. See you then.